Well, hello there. I'm back after my little video about Morgan. So, nice cold one. It's not so bad in the shed today. It's comfortable right now. If I was doing this at night or early this morning, probably would have been freezing. The heat's been going for a little while, so it's actually comfortable in here. I looked before I left last night. It was 35 degrees in the shed. It was actually warmer outside than in the shed. So, but anyway, I am smoking in my favorite all-time pipe because it's election day and it's a special day here in the States. So I figured, well, I'll do that. And I am smoking my Virginia Cream, which is my favorite tobacco. There you go. You can see it. And I haven't smoked this, I think, since February. So it's been quite a while. And I'm going to do something sacrilege if it'll work. I'm going to use this a little later here. Now that's going to upset some of you cigar people, pipe people. But man, oh, this is good. I missed Virginia Cream. I remember I said I was concerned that it was going to drop down a peg on its podium of being my favorite, because there's been some good ones. You know, Gentleman Caller, one of my favorites now. Autumn Evening. And I hadn't smoked this in a while, but man, this is good. And on a day like today, today's election day, I've already voted. Now, last night I made that video. It was kind of shitty. I got to just come out and say that. It was kind of just, I threw it together. I was tired. And I was all over the place. So I was distracted. I had a lot of things on my mind, podcasting and life in general and stuff. So I was a bit distracted. So it wasn't the best video. And I kind of got on a little bit of a political rant, and I know some people are going to watch that video. They probably won't watch this. They'll think I was pro-Trump with what I was saying with the, the ads, the people like companies saying, go vote, and stuff. My point was that they're saying go vote, but it's leaning to that one side, and it's not like neutral. It seemed disingenuous to me is what I was trying to get at. Of course you should vote, and I hope everyone did. I voted last week, and to clear things up, and I think I've mentioned it before on a few videos, like maybe before I even voted, that I voted for Joe Jorgensen, the Libertarian candidate. I voted with my conscience, so that's who I went with. So in case anyone's wondering, he's pro-Trump or pro-Biden, this, that, or the other, no, I'm very in the middle, so just so you know. But with that being said, today's video is about Albert Camus and a quote that I saw him do, which I found interesting. Now, he was a bit of a communist, I believe, which I am certainly not. I am all for freedom. He's from France, so, But he has some interesting ideas and thoughts, and I like him. Pretty good philosopher. He's an interesting thinker and a handsome man. He looks like Humphrey Bogart, and I forget who else they said. If they had a love child, it would be this. But I'll leave a little video below explaining who he is and his thoughts and stuff. I haven't read all his books. I read The Myth of Sisyphus, which was a really good one, philosophically speaking, because of the absurdity of life and everything, which was pretty cool. But the one I'm focusing on today, because it's election day, is this. It's what better way to enslave a man than to give him the vote and tell him he's free. Now, you can look at that a few ways. Now, I'm all for everyone having the right to vote and deciding our fate as a country and whatnot. As I forget who the founder was. You get the government that you vote for, or whatever. I can't remember that off the top of my head. I'm all for the people, deciding its fate as a government, as a whole. However, what he's saying, as I interpret it, and I'm sure there's a philosophical, elite that's going to maybe stumble upon this and come and yell at me and say I'm an idiot, you're wrong, this is not what he meant, which is true, because I got to be honest, yesterday I was researching, and even this morning I was looking for the actual meaning that he was trying to say with the quote, because sometimes you can do that. Like, you read a quote and people interpret it this way, but this is what he was actually meaning. I was trying to do that. I didn't find anything substantial with that. So the way I take this is he's talking about with the absurd and everything, and you think about life and everything, you should be able to do what you want, regardless of who's in charge and the government and all that stuff. And he's right, because me, myself, you could ban this, that, or the other. I'm still living my life. I may get prosecuted for certain things at some point because it's illegal. But I live my life however I deem fit, and I do go about it. Now, that's easier said to do in America than it is in Iran or North Korea or something like that, right? Because you're persecuted if you speak your mind or whatever. Here in America and the Western civilization, we get that luxury of that. And most of us, there's laws that are made, like in the state of Rhode Island, there's laws. That's great. I don't know about all of them. I still go about and live my life and not give a shit, right? I think most of us do that. We still have our own moral compass of where we're supposed to be and what's right and what's wrong. We all know that. We don't need laws from man to tell us that, right? Like murder, rape, incest, all those crazy, disgusting things. We don't need that. We know that. So we don't need laws for that, basically. But for Albert, he's saying this as almost in a sense of, like, you're a mammal, okay? You're a live creature. You should be able to do what you want. Like the lion doesn't give a crap about any of that. It just goes about the lion's business. You should feel the same way. But we're in a society, right? So we have to have these laws because people are people. People break laws. People are screwed up in the head, as we all know, and stuff. So I just thought it was an interesting quote to bring up on Election Day. Of course, it's from a semi-communist, I believe, is where his leanings were, which doesn't line up with what I am. That doesn't mean that he doesn't have some good ideas. He does, and with the absurdity and stuff, it's heavy stuff. The myth of Sisyphus kind of hits you a bit. So in any case, I got to read The Plague. I wanted to read The Plague, but COVID happened, and everybody started reading The Plague, and that was like the in thing, and I'm not like that, so I just backed off and didn't read The Plague. But what do you guys think? I mean, one could look at our society, our in the States or whatever, or even in Western civilization. Are we really that free? Some would say no. I mean, look at all these laws we got because of safety. Mom and dad are worried about Junior with this, that, or the other, so we got to come up with a law. Well, it's not an adult. I mean, it's not a kid's world. It's an adult world. I don't know. It's just kind of how I look at it. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I don't know. What's your thoughts on this? There we go. But that quote kind of fits in with like a lot of people who think the pandemic is a plandemic. And it does look like that, right? Like when you look at it with all the chaos, because they don't like Trump and all this stuff, and you're like, wow. So the vote is almost like a way of making you feel like you have control, but you don't have any control. It's just an illusion. It's just an interesting way of looking at it. Curious what the founders would think of that. Because on one hand, you want all of us, the people, to decide what our government's going to be, right? You don't want a dictatorship. You don't want at least with the states, it's always those checks and balances. So doing something, there's always a way to kind of slow it down, which is what they wanted. They didn't want it to be instantaneously. They wanted it to be, it take a while to make something legit in what it is. I don't know. It's just an interesting thought to ponder on Election Day. Now, I don't care who you voted for, just so we get that out of the way. Hopefully things are peaceful tonight, and from here on forward, no matter who wins, I don't think a lot of us want all this chaos and stupidity and whatever. Hopefully we all can just chill out, let things play out, and go from there. And there are better ways of going about change than doing the things that have been happening of late, right? I get we're all bored and we're locked in places, and some of us are employed. And I did a video on this before. I think a lot of us, you're bored at home. You're locked in, or you can't do much, and you're just bored, and you just frustrated and angry with everything that goes on. And if you believe, paying attention to the... Now, I got to be honest, I don't watch the news, and it's been the greatest thing in the world. I'll read my news. I'll get my little... Go online in the morning, just read the little headlines and kind of see what's going on to keep informed. But I don't sit there and listen to people's opinions drill in my head and kind of screw with my mind and make me angry, And then, of course, I saw the social dilemma with things and how that goes out and manipulates us to like things. As we all know, the phone's listening to us. It's listening to right now. So I'm sure I'll see some political ads when this video is done. Maybe some Etsy stuff because I did the video before for Morgan and whatnot. And, even things like I like a hat, like a certain hat. And then I start getting competitors' hats. Like, oh, hey, go get this. And, and you kind of get that alert, like, oh, that looks really cool. And you want to click on it. Or you're looking for a gift for someone. And this happened to me. I was looking for a gift. And all of a sudden, these particular pants just came into my feed. And I'm like, I would never wear that, or I wouldn't want anyone to wear. I don't know. They were the weirdest, like a onesie thing for men. It was stupid. I'm like, you're not a man if you're wearing this. I don't know what it was. It's like this jumper thing for men. I'm like, what? I mean, if you want to wear it, go ahead. But you look like a fool to me. But in any case. Ah, Virginia cream. It's a beautiful thing. Hopefully, things get resolved tonight, and we're not going days and weeks into chaos. I don't want that at all. I don't think any of us want it. And here's my neighbor with a weed whacker. They were mowing the lawn earlier, and the dog was out, so I had to wait a little bit to do this video. But anyway, tonight I'm not even going to watch the results, really. I'm just going to... I might watch The Mandalorian again. Have a few beers. I may have another pipe out here. I'm not going to do a video. I may do a video tomorrow. No, I can't do a video tomorrow. I'm going to be a guest on a show tomorrow night, so I can't do a video tomorrow night. I'll do one Thursday. I don't know what it'll be about. Hopefully it's a good video. Hopefully it's not about chaos and all that stuff. Hopefully it's just about whatever, But anyway. Let me know what you guys think below as far as Albert Camus' take on the whole voting thing. Just because we vote, are we really free, or are we slaves to the system? Which is an interesting argument. One could be made for that, right? So, I don't know. Just throwing the question out there on election day. Something to think about. That's going to do it. I'm going to get out of here, have a few more drinks, and relax by the fire. And I will see you guys Thursday. So, take care. Stay safe. Stay sane. And don't worry about too much. Everything will be okay. I hope. It's 244 years, 45 years. I think we'll be okay. We'll be all right, It's not that bad. Anyway, take care, everybody.